Welcome back. While we try to get our guests to talk about the incident in Plateau State, which is a very sad development where persons have lost their lives just trying to get by in that mining exercise. We're trying to get the full story, but what we know is that we understand they were participating in that mining exercise, and in the process, there was a gas emission, and it was a toxic gas that led to the death of villagers who are just creeping off, literally. So I want to talk to the Miners Association as well as with the government of Plateau State, so the best of ability to see what the full picture is, what went wrong. But the federal government has actually swooped in to say, look, activities and that particular mining site stops pending when all investigations are properly sorted, which to me is the right thing to do. We're already dealing with banditry and all of the many things that associated with our country lately and for a very long time now in terms of insecurity. Now, this is just economic activity that has led to very disastrous outcome. So we must investigate to find out what exactly happened so that this doesn't occur anytime, any moment soon.
Absolutely, yeah. Jeffrey. And the Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dele Alake, yes, ordered the closure of the areas covered by the mining license, by the way, is 11810, right? And it is operated by a company known as Solid Unit Nigeria Limited, owned by, well, if you're in that area, in that business, you'll know a man called Dan China, Abdullahi Dan China, in Zurak, was a local government area of Plateau State. Now, it's quite interesting seeing at least the context given by the ministry spokesperson, Segun Tomori, on behalf, of course, the minister, saying that the area was an abandoned lead site with the stored mineral prone to emissions of sulfuric acid. Now, why did we have people mining there with what would look like, without safety measures put in place, gas monitoring systems, and all of the other precautions that you'd expect in a proper mining site? Well, the statement by the minister says that, well, the preliminary findings has it that that site was ceded, allegedly now, to the community by the company that owned the license following agitations by villagers for empowerment. Now, that is what the statement by the ministry spokesperson said yesterday, that, well, the company ceded that mine, something regulated, that regulated was ceded to the villagers as a result of agitations for empowerment. Now, let's put this in proper context, Jeffrey, and have, well, the head of the Mining Association of Nigeria speak with us.
Let's bring in our guest, Ms. Dele Alake. He joins us. He's the National President, Miners Association of Nigeria. Ms. Alake, thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
You know, we have read, we've heard. We would like to hear from you at least a premise of what you know had played out in that mining site, or at that mining site. We've heard from the federal government as to their position, first the action they took to make sure that no more lives are lost, perhaps further action to curb whatever has been emitted into the air. But what do you know, Mr. Ayonleke?
Thank you very much. I think we need to communicate first with the families of the deceased and the people and government of Plateau State as well, even Nigeria, because it's a national tragedy for our nation, because not only those lives that were lost, so many things were lost with those lives. I will communicate with ourselves and then also appreciate the minister for taking that action to ensure that investigations are carried out to ensure what actually happened and how we can prevent future occurrence. Immediately I had the news yesterday also, I spoke with our people on ground. I spoken with the chapter chairman of Plateau, of our association, and directed me to our local government leaders here as well. I've spoken with them as well. And the story that told me so far is not different from what has been reported in the papers, that those people who are working inside, they have taken all necessary precautions. But unfortunately, the gas leak came from behind them as a result of the gaseous nature of the minerals being extracted in that place. And so because of the fact that they don't have, like you just pointed out now, safety measures to prevent or to make sure that they were not adversely affected by that gas. That is what actually happened and took away their lives.
So, how many people, by your record, did you hear have been affected so far?
Well, it's between 37 and 38. The earlier report claimed 38, but later we learned that there are still 37. I've not been able to speak directly with the chairman of that local government of our association, but I've spoken with those who are nearby, and they've confirmed to me also that 37 lives are lost. So, but I think the minister's team will give us a vivid account of what. I will also deploy my people there to make sure that we have a vivid account of the actual number of people that are affected.
So what do you think is a standard? Because I'm happy you admitted or you reported, you had just told us now that certain measures were not taken into cognizance in carrying out this mining exercise. We'll go back to how they even got to that place in the first instance. What was supposed to have been done? Was this, so for instance, I want to believe that mining, these things happen. If the proper things were done, what would be those proper things that were supposed to be done? What kind of gear were they supposed to be on?
Let us face one reality. Mining operation is a high-risk business, and we can only make sure that we cut down on the number of this kind of accidents. And what actually happened, I want to look at it from the point of what we need to do and what we have not been able to do. The government has been trying a lot to make sure there are enough regulatory reforms to ensure that mining is being done according to best practices. And also, they have been trying as much as also to curtail illegality that used to be the precursor to all these kind of accidents. The government has been doing a lot. But the government needs to do a lot more in terms of improving the capacity of the regulatory agencies. Take, for example, we need to go professional on this issue of mining. Big mining is just about to start in Nigeria, and we need to lay a very solid foundation for it, because this is just minor sites. All these things are happening. We need to go professional. We need to ensure that the inspectorate department of the ministry is well equipped with enough resources to ensure they have both logistics and human capacity. Take, for example, if there are professionals we have a lot of them in the ministry who are doing the oversight, this regular oversight, they should be able to detect all these hazardous incidences ahead of time and warn or do something that will prevent it from occurring. So this is all the area that we need to focus on. In other areas, government has been trying a lot. We need to confirm that. Every time we reform the policies to ensure that mining is done according to best practices. And also, you can also see the effort of the current minister, Honorable Dele Alake, even to the point of establishing a mining marshal to curtail illegality in mining operations. But then there's just that need that the human and logistic capacity of the regulatory agencies must be improved.
So I'd like to know, for mining activities that involve maybe lead, zinc, maybe even coal that has methane components attached, should there be work done without gas monitoring in place? Should there be, what is the minimum level of precautions that should be taken? And this is part of the conversation, so you help us know the standard.
Well, these minerals, they have different characteristics. Every mineral has its own peculiar characteristics. And like I told you earlier on, both the operators and the government, we need to add a lot of professional touch to what we are doing. I'm sure that if that company also has professionals, all these occurrences, they will be able to foresee it ahead of time and take measures to prevent it. So, that's why I said there's need to improve, because illegality in mining is not enough. Coming illegality in mining is not enough to prevent this kind of accident from happening. We just need to go professional. Companies also must be encouraged to employ professionals who will be able to detect all this ahead of time and take adequate measures
Right.
to prevent them from occurring.
Just on a final note, sorry, look at the statement by the minister says that the mining site was ceded to the community following agitations by the villagers for empowerment. Is that right, really? Because if you own a mining license, it is your duty, it's your responsibility to operate that mining license, because you're licensed based on what the government sought to be, well, your capabilities to handle it. So is it in order to cede it to people, villagers who may not have the prerequisite, equipment and all of that to handle it? Is that how it usually works, or this is a misnomer?
That system is not normal. I've not confirmed the rest of that claim, but if that is what happens, it is not normal. And we need to do a lot in terms of sensitizing and educating the community, the host mining communities, about this kind of agitation for company to cede part of their the land they have already consented to a company. For them to now ask for a portion for them to be mining when they don't have the professional wherewithal to do that. I think the best community can do is to make sure that community employs their indigenes, their youth, and there are a lot of empowerment program that is loaded in the community development agreement. All these things should be followed instead of asking a community to cede part of the land for the non-professionals, unskilled people to be mining there. If it is just alluvial mining, fine, but this one is going into the tunnel. How do you cede an offering that has gone to that level to community people who are not well skilled? It is not a normal thing, and if that is what happened, I think appropriate measures should be done. Should be taken to ensure that such things do not occur again.
We'll continue to keep tab on this development, but it's quite an unfortunate development and a sad one that we have to now record deaths that are technically avoidable if the right things were done. But we must thank you, Mr. Adele Ayonleke. Is the National President of the Miners Association of Nigeria. Thank you, sir, for coming on the program.
Thank you very much for having me, too. Good morning.
We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll switch gears. So another part of the conversation about a video that had gone viral, and a lady, to the effect that she suffered from insomnia and inability to sleep, so she tries to get tipsy at night to help her to sleep. At the end of the day, she found out that somebody abused her and was literally taunting, if you allow me to use that word. Well, we'll speak to the Ogun State Police Command on what they know and what you should know as far as that story is concerned. Stay with us.